Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're tackling problem 190, reverse bits. This is a classic bit manipulation problem that shows up often in interviews because it tests your fundamental understanding of how numbers are stored in computers. Let's break it down. Here is the problem. We are given a 32-bit signed integer, calling it n. Our task is to take the binary representation of this integer, basically the sequence of 32 zeros and ones, and reverse it. So the first bit becomes the last, the second bit becomes the second to last, and so on. Finally, we return the integer value of that reverse sequence. Let's look at an example to make this concrete. Suppose we have the input number shown at the top. If you look closely at the zeros and ones, you'll see a pattern. Our job is to create a mirror image of this string. The zeros at the very beginning move to the very end, and that one at the end moves to the front. The resulting binary string corresponds to a completely different integer, which is our output. To solve this, we can't just treat the number like a string of text and reverse it. Well, we could, but that's not efficient and defeats the purpose of the problem. We want to use bitwise operations. We need to figure out three things. First, how to extract the last bit of our input number. Second, how to place that bit into the correct position in our result. And third, how to process every single bit from right to left. Here is the algorithm we will use. Imagine we have two buckets, our input bucket and an empty result bucket. We are going to loop 32 times. In each step, we look at the very last bit of our input number. We take that bit and we push it into our result. To make room for it in the result, we shift the result to the left. Then, to get ready for the next step, we shift our input to the right, effectively discarding the bit we just processed. Just a quick heads up. We'll be walking through the solution using Python, but the bitwise logic is almost identical in every language. I'll be showing the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript towards the end of the video, so stick around for that. Before we jump into the code, I want to quickly address why this channel looks and sounds the way it does. You can probably tell this is narrated by AI. I actually built this workflow for myself so I could generate clear, instant explanations the moment a daily problem drops. It helps me study faster, and I upload them here in case they help you too. Also, you'll notice there are no ads on this video, and no sponsorships. That's a choice. I want this to be a distraction-free zone for us to just focus on the code. That same philosophy applies to the tools I build. I needed a way to track my daily coding streak, but everything else was paid or full of ads. So I built my daily to-do. It's completely free, it has 0 ads, and I don't make a cent from it. It's just the tool I use to ensure I show up every single day. If you want to use it too, the link is in the description. Now let's get back to the solution. Here is the full Python code. It's surprisingly short, right? We initialize a result variable to 0, loop 32 times, and perform our shifts and logical operations. Let's break this down line by line to see exactly what's happening. First, we set our res, or result variable, to 0. This will hold our reverse number. Then, we start a loop that runs exactly 32 times. Why 32? Because the problem specifically states we are dealing with a 32-bit integer. Even if our input number is small, like the number 1, we still need to reverse all 32 bits, which means moving that single one all the way to the other side. Inside the loop, this single line does the heavy lifting. First we look at n, bitwise, and 1. This gives us the value of the very last bit of our input number n. Then, we take our current result res and shift it to the left by 1. This opens up a spot at the 0th position. Finally, we use the bitwise OR operator to place our extracted bit into that newly opened spot. After we've safely stored that bit in our result, we need to update our input n. We do this by right-shifting n by 1. This effectively chops off the bit we just used, and moves the next bit into the last position, ready for the next iteration of the loop. Let's trace this with a smaller example, say a 3-bit number like 5, which is 101 in binary. In the first iteration, the last bit is 1. We add that to our result. In the second iteration, we shift n, so the last bit is now 0. We shift our result left and add 0. In the third iteration, the last bit is 1 again. We shift result left and add 1. Notice how the bits are filling in from right to left. What about edge cases? Well, if n is 0, our loop runs 32 times, adding zeros to 0, and the result is 0. That's correct. What about negative numbers? In computer memory, negative numbers are just a specific pattern of bits, usually 2's complement. Our algorithm doesn't care about the sign, it just mechanically flips the bits. So it works perfectly for negative inputs too, assuming we treat the result as an unsigned value or a raw bit pattern. Now for the complexity. The time complexity is big O of 1, or constant time. Why? Because the loop runs exactly 32 times, no matter what number you pass in. It doesn't scale with the size of the number because the size is fixed. The space complexity is also big O of 1, because we only need one variable to store our answer. Alright, that covers the detailed walkthrough. As promised, here are the full solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. I won't be breaking these down, so just pause the video on your language of choice to check it out. Here is the full solution in Java. Note the use of the triple arrow operator for the logical right shift. This is crucial in Java to handle signed integers correctly as unsigned bits. Feel free to pause here. Next up, here is the C++ version. Here we use the unsigned integer type specifically to avoid any sign extension issues. Pause if you need it. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. JavaScript bitwise operations can be a bit tricky with negative numbers, so we use the triple arrow right shift and return res shifted by 0 to force it to be an unsigned integer. So let's wrap it up. We learned how to use bitwise and shifts to process binary data. We saw that because the input size is fixed at 32 bits, our solution is constant time. And we noted the importance of choosing the correct shift operator depending on your language. If you're looking for even more Leetcode problems beyond the daily challenge, I've started a second channel called Leetcode Unlocked. Check it out via the link in the description. Hope this breakdown helped. If it did, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. I upload these daily, so subscribe if you want to keep your streak alive. Also, I've put links to the tablet I use for planning solutions in the description if you're interested. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.